Oh, you don't like me? Or you just don't like yourself? The amount or height of trauma? No, not trauma, but lessons. For me to give that as a response, as a clapback, is higher than the Burj Khalifa and the Mount Everest combined. Hey Zircons! Today we'll be talking about self worth. Self worth. For me, that's not much of a big word, but it has a big impact onto our well being. Because just as much as we do not want to admit it, most people will say that, yeah, I know my self worth, but it seems like they don't know how to apply it. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be surprised to know that our self worth actually holds the weight based on how we choose our partners, our friends. Provide yourself with what you want in a partner as well as in your circle of friends. Because if you want a partner or a group of friends who are emotionally intelligent, then you gotta be emotionally intelligent as well. If you want a partner or a circle of friends who are educated and are literate, then you have to make sure that you are educated and literate as well. If you want a partner or friends that don't go clubbing, then you don't have to go to clubs as well. If you want a partner or a circle of friends who are loyal to you, then make sure that you are loyal to yourself and to others. Which leads me to the point that by being loyal to yourself, you don't actually forget to prioritize the things that you're supposed to be doing, such as things that matter to you, your studies, your hobbies, your good hobbies, your day to day activities. Make sure that those are not being neglected. If you want a partner or a circle of friends who are actually classy and modest, then you have to be classy and modest. If you want a partner and a circle of friends who respect you, then you should also respect yourself. If you want a partner or a group of friends who don't gossip, then you stop gossiping. You make sure that you're not gossiping as well. If you want a secured partner or a secured group of friends, then you need to make sure that you are secured as well. With that being said, you need to not lean into the spectrum of insecurity. So you have to speak highly of yourself. Highly in a way that it's not bragging, okay? What I meant is not lingering in the negative self talk. In the first place, we could not completely eradicate those type of thoughts because we're all just humans. Actually, that makes it both a blessing and a curse. That's why you should always look into the blessings rather than the curse because those negative talks, negative self perceptions that randomly enter your mind are not actually coming from God. It's not a gift. It's not a gift. Throw it away. It's actually that simple. But then being disciplined to the habits to become what we envision for ourselves is the most challenging. However, once you've decided to stick to the habits to become what your higher self wants, then rest assured that you will attract people that has the same vibes or frequency as you do. Being confident, self-assured, and self-aware will make you heighten or increase your self-worth because you no longer accept low vibrations or frequencies. Leave that past version of yourself alone because it's like a dead skin that needs to be shed off. That's why it makes me ponder sometimes that a lot of friendships fall out because of the interests that are no longer shared or similar to each other. And if you find yourself being alone, you're actually powerful because you have this power to observe carefully, observe well the people around you. And then once you observe them and see them for who they truly are, you will stop befriending insecure people. And I tell you, people tell a lot of themselves if you let them. One thing that I also observed is that if you're the only secure person within your group of friends, then it will feel heavy for you to try and uplift them because they don't see themselves the way that in the way or manner that you do. But I do not want to generalize, okay? Because this is not what happens all the time. But I just saw people sharing, within their videos that at the end of the day or when their friendship fall apart, they realize that those people who are insecure and who tried to befriend them are the ones who made resentment towards them. Scary. Those insecure friends of theirs resented them because they could never be as confident as them. It's so sad, actually, and scary. Because those people have this audacity to bring others down to their level, when in fact they could just uplift themselves so that they would meet each other at the top. But that's not what they intended to do. Scary. You know what, with friendships, you're not supposed to compete. What you're supposed to do is you cooperate with them. If you want to compete, you gotta do it to yourself. The only competition that you've got is no other than yourself. It's me versus me. It's past me versus the present me versus the future me. You gotta realize that. There's no point in competing with your friends. I mean, scary. Because your friends, okay, if we were to talk about individuality, okay, your friends have blessings that are given by God because those blessings are what they need. And they are different from your blessings because those are what you exactly need at the moment. Those things that you have and your friends don't have, or what your friends have and that you don't have, those are matters that are destined to be with in the two of you at the moment. You're not supposed to steal that. And like what people always say, comparison is the thief of joy. Remember the phrase or the saying wherein it goes like, I'll tell you who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Okay, let's say that it's not applicable to all, since I do not want to generalize, and I will tell you that it might not be applicable to all, but it is definitely applicable to most. Because no matter what we do, the environment around us, the people that surrounds us, they all affect us. Because in terms of friendships, what else would be the form or way of bonding if we don't have the similar hobbies or interests? You cannot convince me that at some point in time, you as a person who differs from your own group of friends won't try their hobbies as well. Oh, they love doing this. What if I try it as well? Without you realizing that you're slowly becoming one of them. Scary. In fact, not all the time we need to have companion because there is also beauty in solitude. We are able to reflect whether a set of friends is actually beneficial to us, and we do not realize that it's also a different form of power. And if you're being disliked because you can be alone, then you should let people dislike you. You let them do it. You weren't born to please them anyway. And if you heard that somebody doesn't like you, you tell them this. Oh, you don't like me? Or you just don't like yourself. That's fine. You don't even like yourself. The amount or height of trauma? No, not trauma, but lessons. For me to give that as a response, as a clapback, is higher than the Burj Khalifa and the Mount Everest combined. You weren't even born to make them like you if and only if they are not respecting you as well as your values. Why? Is that even a requirement? Who told you that? Who told you that? And besides, one of our purposes or one of the reasons why we were born is for us to worship the Almighty, for us to live a good life, to live in harmony, to live peacefully with other people, to be a good person. It's that simple, actually. So even if people are having negative talk or comments about you, you just wouldn't care anymore. Because regardless of the truth, what people say about you speaks more about themselves than you. And I know that nobody's perfect, again, and that we might have thrown negative things or words to other people as well, but hey, this is a sign for us to completely stop that. Stop doing that. If someone insulted you, you just have to let them and let God as well to slap them with a splash of karma. And if you really got offended, then the only way to address their disrespect is by telling them this: you do not talk to me like that. How dare you talk to me like that? Have some shame. Shame on you. Never ever let anybody disrespect you. That is how we deal with their insults. Always do things with love and light. Bye, Zirkons. Thank you so much for listening.